We're excited to have you joining us here on this December day. Nice little chill here in Raleigh. So it looks like it's been finally winter temperatures across the state. We are very excited to have with us a representative from DNCR to talk about America's 250th celebration coming up here. But before we get into that, a couple of just announcements or notes I want to make sure everyone is aware of. First, registration is open for the Visit NC Tourism Conference. Please note that the event coming up is once again back to the Sunday-Tuesday schedule. So we're Sunday, March 17th through Tuesday, March 19th, and we'll be back in Greenville, North Carolina at the Greenville Convention Center. Early bird registration is open now. That closes on January 8th. And by registering in advance, that is a $124 savings off of the walk-up registration rate. After January 8th, the advance or the regular rate closes on March 5th. A couple of things to note about the conference. Visit Greenville is planning some pre-conference activities. So you'll want to check your calendars, see if you're available on Saturday, and get to take in some great activities there in the greater Greenville area. We also have some Sunday workshops again. These have proven to be very popular. So there are some pre-conference workshops taking place on Sunday. All of this information, registration, Greenville activities, workshops, who our keynote speakers are, what sessions are scheduled. You can find them online, conference.visitnc.com. Once again, that's conference.visitnc.com. We hope you all will be joining us there in Greenville. And then one other note, just this week, a partner satisfaction survey went out. This was emailed primarily to the CEOs or presidents of your organizations. But we are asking everyone to please take a moment and let us know how your interactions have been with the Visit NC team this past year. This is an important part of our annual review, and it also helps us in deciding how we can better serve you, our partners. So while the date's not ideal, we are asking for completed surveys to be submitted by December 29th. Note that there should only be one survey submitted per organization. And if you have any questions or you did not receive the email with the link to the survey, please reach out to Marlise Taylor. Her email is listed there, but Marlise can certainly help out. But again, we really would appreciate you taking the time out to complete that and let us know how we're doing and how we can better serve you. With that, I am excited to introduce Lerae. And yes, she told me it can be Lerae, however you want to call, but Lerae Umfleet with the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources, and she is heading up America 250 North Carolina in those celebrations, and she's got information about how you can get available. And not to spoil things, but I believe, Lerae, you said there might even be some monies available for people to participate. All right. So without further ado, please welcome Lerae Umfleet.
Thank you. We have to do a little bit of tech. So I can't share there we go. Do you see my screen? Someone answer, please. Do you see my screen?
Not yet, Lerae, but give it just a second.
Okay, hold on. How about now?
There we go. Looking good.
Oh, all right. All right. So I'm with the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources, and we were tasked by Governor Cooper with doing the work of pulling the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the sorry to say the Bill of Rights, but that's not it. It's the Declaration of Independence in 2026. So the things that we've been doing in our department and what we're doing to facilitate events across the state, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. We can take questions after the presentation. If you want to enter them in the chat, we can do that, and then we can go through them once I'm finished. Apologize in advance for sounding like I'm a lounge singer, but I have some crud going on and I'm trying to fight it. So first, let me tell you that we are the Department of Everything Fun in North Carolina. We are the zoos, the museums, the aquariums, the parks, the music, the history. Most every county has some piece of North Carolina's Department of Natural and Cultural Resources in it. And I encourage you to visit our department's website and look at all the fun things that you can do that are here for you, our citizens in the state. So what is America 250? And we have a national organization that has been created by the Congress and President Trump to create a semiquincentennial commission. There have been some staffing issues and things going on with the Centennial Commission by semi-quincentennial commission at the national level. We anticipate that they'll have their act together soon, and they will be the best way for us to share at a national level the events that we are doing here in North Carolina. They're going to have a national calendar for America 250 programming, and we are going to feed that information to their national calendar. We also are working with the American Association for State and Local History. They are museum-oriented people, and they are helping our museums and historic sites across the country and here in North Carolina with planning and implementing America 250 programming. And they've done all sorts of great toolkits and program guides, and more is in the works. So we will be passing those out and passing links to those to whomever might want one. And once this presentation is over, I'm more than happy to send it out along with hot links to the various pieces of information I'm sharing now. We also have a planning guide for the state of North Carolina. It describes our themes and how we hope for a broad and inclusive and all-encompassing kind of commemoration. This is not going to be 1976 2.0. This is going to be more about what it means to be an American, what it means to be a North Carolinian, and what have we done as North Carolinians to feed into that ideal dream of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness for all. So briefly, I'm going to give you just an overview of what we're doing. We are starting in 2024. Well, 2026 is the anniversary, but we've seen some ambivalence towards the history of the United States and the Revolution. And so we have felt that we probably need to get a grassroots movement underway across the state to get people interested in the history that we're going to be trying to share with them and the introspection of what it means to be an American. And so our kickoff is in April 2024 at Halifax State Historic Site. Why Halifax, you might say? Well, Halifax was the site of the Halifax Resolves, and the Resolves were passed in April 1776, and they were the first official action by a colony calling for the severance of ties to Britain. The town then became the site of militia musters and a supply depot. So Halifax, this tiny little town that many people see on the road, oh, you need to go to Halifax off of 95. You really should go on April 12th. And that will be a preview for the bigger celebration that we'll have of the Halifax Resolves in the town of Halifax in 2026, which is the actual 250th of the Resolves. So here in North Carolina, our commemoration is multi-year, as I've said. It's statewide. We want all 100 counties to participate. We want everyone to feel like they're a part of it and that they can see themselves in the commemoration. And we're reflecting on not just 1776, but all 250 years of our nation's history. And we want to provide some legacy pieces for the state that can hang around and be useful tools for people as they move forward into the next 250 years. And I always want people to think about, the keys to success for a statewide commemoration or a statewide anything is involvement of partners and in planning and implementation, not just one or the other, but both. Um, so to do such a big thing, we felt like we needed to create some themes to help us channel our thoughts and our creative energies. So we came up with two pillars for our commemoration. One is Revolutionary in Sea. That's the revolution. That's the 1776, let's go fight a war kind of thing to win our freedom and our independence from Great Britain. Then we also have this other format, a pillar, which we're calling When Are We Us? And that's where we can explore concepts of freedom and civic responsibility and overcoming challenges. And what does it mean and how do we become us? And you'll notice the us is capitalized, it's US. So how did we evolve into the United States we are now? Are we the best iteration of what we can be? What can we do as citizens to improve our state, county, city, nation? So then we took it to another level and then we came up with 3 subset themes that can help people think about their community when they begin to think about how they might plan an America 250 commemorative activity in their town or county or city. And so the first one is Visions of Freedom. And the American Revolution was the beginning of a continuous journey for North Carolinians to seek true freedom. It's about the making and remaking of America. The revolution of the 18th century was the start of a process. And how we highlight those movements that created a better version of us will help us with this theme. So civil rights movement, women's suffrage, even scientific and industrial developments that have grown who we are as North Carolinians and helped us make the state a part of a bigger nation. So that's our Visions of Freedom theme under those 2 pillars of interpretation. Our second is a gathering of voices. We have many voices and they all work from history and present to inspire us to create and lead. The commemoration can't be told through one voice or one experience. Historic voices will inspire others, and we want all voices heard in the narrative of a collective history. So we're even researching what we know from 1976 to make sure we bring in narratives of women and children and free people of color, American Indians, because all of those folks were here, but the commemoration of 1976 really only told one side of the story in many places. So we're going to try to balance the narrative. And finally, we have common ground. Places carry our stories of struggle, creation, and connection to one another. And we all should recognize that we're students of history, but we're witnesses and we're makers. Our spaces of reverence, like battlefields, historic sites, even the natural world and the local forests, can be places of happiness, painful memories, evidence of struggle, rebirth, and growth. All carry our stories of our creativity and our humanity relationship to one another. We come together on common ground to find connections and ways to make our state a better place. So those are our 3 themes and our 2 interpretive pillars. And they hopefully can channel thought processes for a community who is planning a commemoration, more than just a parade, more than just fireworks, but some really introspective thought about who and what in a community or a county is the life bread, the thread, the thing that makes your area unique and interesting. And we are willing to help with helping communities channel their thoughts and things like that to make it very special for those communities. So our statewide coordination, we're having quarterly statewide stakeholder meetings. And if you know some folks that might need to be on a statewide stakeholder meeting, please let us know. We have a newsletter. We have a brand new website. It's growing daily with more and more content. We're doing outreach to the counties and the communities now to get them thinking about county committees. And I'll tell you more about those in a little bit. And we hope that these county committees can be our conduit into communities across the state for this information. We have products that we're going to create, online resources, educational outreach, events, programs, waysides, community resources, There are a myriad of things that we're going to create in our department that can feed into the communities and the counties across the state to help them build up their commemorative framework using the foundational tools that we've provided. So as far as online resources are concerned, we have the State Archives in North Carolina doing heroes work in digitizing pieces of our history's past and making it available free online from their photographic archives and their paper archives, and also with some really interesting podcasts. So those are some tools that people in the communities can use to research their community history that if they couldn't get to Raleigh, they would never be able to see. Educational outreach, this is one of our biggest, strongest points. We're working with teachers to provide teaching materials that they feel like they need in the classroom. We've identified gaps and we're creating materials for those gaps. Document boxes, we're going to send document boxes with original document facsimiles, not the original documents, into the classrooms and help the students learn how to read these really weird scripts and understand what these documents meant to the history of North Carolina. Tar Heel Junior Historian Magazine, we're have special issues. We're doing posters for the classroom that the teachers can use to do instruction, and reading lists, and also creating some children's books with North Carolina stories. In process right now is a children's book about the Edenton Tea Party, another one about the Red Wolf in North Carolina during the Revolution, and we have one on the Harlow Patriots, which was a free people of color unit in the Revolutionary War. It was a group of men who served with distinction. We also have hopes for doing another one on the Overmountain Victory Trail, and there seems to be another one, and I'm forgetting. So please forgive me. So we're doing quite a bit to bulk up our educational outreach for the Revolution. Now, this is something that you in the tourism world would appreciate. These are going to be our new Wayside program. So if you're familiar with the Civil War Trails, our program with the Civil War Trails, waysides along the roadways, we're going to be doing a Revolutionary War roadside trail program. And the first waysides will be going up hopefully in the first 6 months of 2024. And the communities around the state will be able to propose topics, and hopefully we can get a good bit of these installed before 2026. The points all over the map that you see in the bottom of your screen represents state historic markers, the history on a stick things that you see in your communities. These are all just related to the American Revolution. And that is pretty interesting to see that the Revolution is statewide. Many people think, oh, Guilford Courthouse, Kings Mountain, Morse Creek Bridge, but all across North Carolina, folks who lived here during the 1770s and 1780s experienced a little bit of war everywhere. So we have original works being created by the symphony that will be played across the state in free concerts. In addition, this new original work will be one of these legacy items, and it's created by an American Indian composer for an American Indian opera singer. So that is pretty cool. I look forward to hearing that music. We'll have special exhibits at museums, programs across the department on Revolutionary NC, and we're going to be focusing about all sorts of things related to the landscapes. And you remember I told you that we had the Red Wolf book? Well, the red wolf is an endangered species in North Carolina. It was all over the state at the time of the Revolution. Our North Carolina Zoo has a program to rehabilitate pups and release them into the wild. And what we're doing with focusing on the red wolf is focusing on the conservation work that we need to do in our environment to protect our environment, protect our flora and fauna, and ensure that it's here for future generations. So not just looking at who shot a gun on battlefield somewhere in North Carolina, but we're also looking at what it means to care for our state and perpetuate the glorious things that is our state. So we have community resources that we will make available across the state. Most of these are going to be for free, traveling exhibits. The way we're doing the traveling exhibits is that we hope a community can receive a traveling exhibit that's a history of the Revolutionary War in North Carolina in general, and then using our tools and our toolkits, create complementary panels that reflect that community specific story during that same time period, so that it's North Carolina history and it's local history, and it's an opportunity to bring visitors into a museum or a historic site, or even a vacant storefront downtown, to see these exhibits and see and learn and do some fun activity like make a tricorn hat. Any number of things will be available to folks to do these special events across the state. We have toolkits to help people write press releases and get information out about events that they're doing. We have activity kits that will be in all the libraries. You can check it out. It's got books, it's got activities, and they're all meant to help learn what it means to have this commemoration coming up. And a statewide events calendar. We have a website where you can upload your events. And once we get your events into our system, then we can elevate it to the statewide level for a county, and then even to the national level. We're also working very closely with our neighbors in South Carolina and Virginia to share information and share promotional activities so that our neighbors will definitely come across the border and come visit us. The State Historic Records Advisory Board has done an entire set of workshops on community collecting and storytelling to provide tools for folks in local communities to collect those stories. Our World War II veterans are dying at an unimaginable rate. And if we want those stories, if we want that history, we need to collect it now. And these tools will help help you in your communities do that. All of these things are going to be online at our website. Some are already up and more will be added. And next, because you brought it up, Guy, our local grant program. The state legislature, this is the language from the bill, gave us up to $1 million for $10,000 grants to county committees, and then another $500,000 in year one and $600,000 in year two to grant to nonprofits for programming and planning and getting ready to go for 2026. And we have created all the documents that we need to create. They are in review right now by our departmental leadership. Once we get all the approvals up and down the chain, we will do a big splash announcement for when these grants will be made available and what it will take to apply for them. So the county grants, these $10,000 grants, there's one per county, and it's fiscal year 23-24 only. And that means we have a lot of work to do in a short period of time. There's no match required. And the county must have an approved committee. And this is the key. We want these counties to come together and bring folks from all over the county with county leadership, county board of commissioners, county planner, something like that, the CVB. We need museums and historic sites, universities and colleges in a community, civic groups. We would like to see tribal groups represented. And then once this county gets itself organized, we have a mechanism for them to say, we are the county committee, here is our contact, and then we can release the $10,000 grant to them. What they can be used for is a variety of things, from strategic planning to public art, markers, exhibits, printing materials to highlight your America 250 history, field trip support, which is a big thing for schools right now, student competitions, ground penetrating radar. That's been interesting. We have found some things that we thought we'd never find through ground penetrating radar. More to come on that, not in this presentation. We're still trying to understand all the findings that they have. And then oral history programs, like I said. So any number of things these county grants can go for. And it is $10,000, no match required. Our matching grants, those are the grants for the county committee or the county nonprofits and historic sites, arts councils, any number of entities, 501c3s can apply for these. And Sorry, my phone's ringing. There will be a match. It will not be cost prohibitive match. It'll be a maybe a 10, 15, 20% match. And those funds can be used for waysides, local markers, exhibits, events. We don't really want you to rent porta potties with our funding, but if you need to pay a speaker or you need to bring in Revolutionary War reenactors in costume, those kinds of things for event support would be great. Curriculum materials, if there's something that a county needs to provide to teachers, that's certainly a good category too. So back to our county committees. As I said, we prefer one committee per county. There's 100 counties in North Carolina, and I'm going to be wrangling 100 cats, having 100 cats wanting to celebrate and commemorate the anniversary. And so that means I would prefer to have one person from every county to talk to rather than two competing committees from each county. We do want a diversity of membership. We do want a diversity in skill sets. We don't want everybody who's a fundraiser on us. We need doers, makers, decision people, and all types make the whole ship float. And a county resolution of support is necessary once a county committee is formed. And we even have a sample county committee resolution that you just need to fill in the blanks so that you can say, this is our official county committee and we want to be a part of the commemoration. These information packets, once we get everything approved, will be going out in January, we hope. So that will help us build out our robust, comprehensive, and inclusive statewide program. We want to foster these local partnerships and connect those to the national commemoration. And as I said earlier, with the map with all the dots on it, you don't think you maybe had something in your community? Well, here we go with lots of activities. Right in 1776, even before the Declaration of Independence, we have activities in both ends of the state. And then we have a lot of stuff happening in the Piedmont, because the Piedmont's sort of this conflict zone between pro and anti-British forces. And it's like almost a prelude to the Civil War in many ways. We have activity related to Cornwallis chasing Nathaniel Greene all over North Carolina, from South Carolina to Virginia and back again. And it results in the battle at Guilford Courthouse. And then Cornwallis marches down to Wilmington after the battle. He technically wins it, but we've given him a good go for it. And then he marches up to Virginia and surrenders at Yorktown. So I always argue whenever I'm in a national organization meeting, if we had not done to Cornwallis what we did, he would not have been in the mood to surrender at Yorktown. We also have activity in the western part of the state during the war, with men marching from Virginia and Tennessee into South Carolina for the battle at Kings Mountain. We have lots of activity on the coast that we really haven't ever talked about with the privateering industry. Coastal folks, we got pirates in our blood and we're always going to be pirates. And there's a fine line between a pirate and a privateer. But the privateering world was very important to North Carolina's coastal trade. And then finally, we get everyone in our families involved in the activities. And our staff has been diligently working away and taking photos of all of our critters wearing colonial wigs. So here's our revolutionary critters. We anticipate that we're going to launch some sort of Instagram with our revolutionary critters in hats. So here's our contact information, and I'll be happy to take some questions.
Very good. Thank you so much, Lorraine.
You're welcome.
So we did have a question to start off, and it's one I probably should have prepped ahead of time. Also, I forgot to introduce myself. So if anyone doesn't know the voice that you're hearing, the video you're seeing, I'm Guy Gaster with the Visit NC team. So apologies for that. But there was a question on could the slide deck be available to be sent to people who were on this?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So if you are interested in receiving that, I will just have Leray forward that deck to me, and you can reach out to me via email, guy@filmnc.com. Again, guy@filmnc.com, and I will be glad to send that to you at your request. And as always, this webinar is being recorded and can be accessed via our partners website, as well as the Visit NC industry YouTube page. So if you do want to share this with someone who couldn't make it, you can always go there for more information. Next question, how do we pitch or volunteer our area or space for consideration for the traveling exhibits?
So everything on our traveling exhibits and other outreach tools will all be on our website, and there'll be an application. It's not really an application, it's a request to have a traveling exhibit. These exhibits will not have artifacts. It's just going to be panels, and they can travel in any number of places because we're not having artifacts. So there'll be a website form to fill out the request to have a traveling exhibit.
Okay.
It's not up yet because the traveling exhibits they're under production right now.
Okay. And does there is for that specifically, is there a size requirement or space, a specific size space that's preferred?
No, we have done. I told you earlier, Guy, before we started the meeting, that I've done a lot of different commemorations, and I've learned that a flexible exhibit format is more useful so that it can adapt to a variety of spaces. So the panels will be freestanding of each other in their content, and you can put them in most any order and any configuration in a space. We've seen them in library reading rooms and in town halls and museums and but any number of spaces can accommodate these in any configuration.
Okay, wonderful. Another question came in. Who should be taking charge, or since it's one committee per county, do you have sorry, I'm trying to paraphrase, but it's basically, should our partners that are on this webinar be the ones that maybe start getting the ball rolling with their county, or is DNCR leaning on some other group that may be, taking getting it started within the county? Certainly, I think a lot of our people would like to participate. Some may even want to lead, but yeah, who should they be looking to kind of get it started?
I think every county is different, and so each person in their county knows how their county works, and the people on this call can be a catalyst for bringing others together, whether it be the county commissioners or the folks that are in the county seat that run the town. Any number of ways to get that county committee, at least everyone sitting at a table and starting to talk about it, and then they can organize themselves in that manner. And we will need that one person who will be our liaison to that county committee. It may be these people on this call who are willing to do that. But it's just being that catalyst to bring people together, to sit down at a table and have a conversation and begin to discuss what are the great things in your community that you can highlight. How can you wrap it into one of our themes and pull in the Revolutionary North Carolina or the Winter We Us and create some great thing? And, a lot of communities have existing festivals, wonderful festivals, and perhaps you build up and build around an existing festival, not creating a new event so much, but making the existing event, if it's well done, taking that existing event and making it an America 250 event for 2026. Everything doesn't have to happen on July 4th, 2026. I'd prefer it not, because I'd like to go see as many of these as possible. But if everything's on July 4th, I can only be in like maybe 1, 2, 3 places all at the same time.
Okay. You had mentioned reenactors and possibly some of the grant funds could be used to help bring some reenactors. Will there be a list of reenactors, or does DNCR already have a list that if that was something community was interested in contacting and starting to have those conversations, they could find that information?
Yes, just reaching out to our team. There's on our website, there's an email address that you can reach out to our team asking these kinds of questions. And yes, we have a list of reenactors and even some ideas on who would be good speakers for like a seminar, symposium. But yes, we have that information. We're not going to post it on the web so much, but just email
Right.
us and we'll be happy to share it out.
Okay, great. And you just mentioned lectures, that part came in. I know we've talked some more about events, but certainly having a historian or someone talking, those would qualify as some of the various events that
Yes.
you're hoping to see throughout the state throughout the year. Well, actually,
Mm-hmm.
I believe we've shared here it could run multiple years, but yes, right?
Right. Our commemoration, as I said, starts in 2024 and then runs through 2032-ish, 33, depending on how you look at the calendar historically. But North Carolina's big history story with the Revolutionary War doesn't come until the 1780s. So I've got job security all the way through to the 2030s and retirement will be there. So yes, speakers are a wonderful thing to do to let people know about the history that is right around them.
Okay. Excellent. We got time for just a few more questions. I'm going to see if anyone wants to get those in the Q&A. As I wait on that, as a reminder, our next webinar, hopefully our partners have caught on, but these are always the second Thursday of the month. So in January, we're back on January 11th. And our PR team and DCI will be joining us to talk about media trends that they're seeing for 2024. So once again, our next webinar will be January 11th, and we'll be looking at media trends in the new year. Well, Lorraine, I believe you have covered. Oh, here we go. Nope, I think we got that. Oh, no, this is good. Sorry. Going back to starting the county committee, will county commissioners be offered the same presentation that you're giving as DNCR reaching out to the county commissioners themselves, or yes?
We'll be doing a mass mailing in January-ish time period to begin this conversation with county leadership. And if you would like for us to speak to a group in your county in this way with this type of presentation, we'd be more than happy to do that. Just send us an email and ask us, can you speak to the folks in Forsyth County? And we'd be more than happy to do that. Just ask.
All right.
I put my email address in the chat as well as our website address.
Yep, and I'm actually making sure that goes out with everyone here.
Oh, okay. I put it in the wrong place. My
You're
bad.
good. It's our address is the name, as you can imagine, at dncr.nc.gov, and then the website is america250.nc.gov. All right, I believe that is going to take care of all the questions we have. Again, for those participating, you have Lee Ray's information. Certainly reach out to her, or you can reach out through Visit NC, and we will be glad to put you in contact with Lee Ray. Thank you so much, Lee Ray, for being here and presenting with us. Very exciting, and always exciting when someone comes with money to be able to help offer to see the vision come to light. So that's always a plus. And for those of you who attended, we do appreciate you being here this month and all the months, and wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. And we look forward to seeing you again in January when we talk a little bit about the media landscape for 2024. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.